All right, stream is online. Okay. Oops. Let's get that right. Definitely needs to be not stream test. I'm guessing I can't change that while I'm streaming. Yeah, it's fine. Oh, this is totally nerve-wracking. But big, thick nerdery. We're gonna do the live thing. We'll see how many people join. I have no idea. My guess is like 0. So while I'm waiting for folks, supposedly, well, no, there's one person watching because it's me. That would be me watching. I guess I can start with a warm-up. Let's connect my tablet. Alright. So, it is 7 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, and I'm going to be streaming for the next hour or two. Didn't get a whole lot of responses to the poll on what to draw. The first poll was excellent. Everybody wants to see me draw. The second poll, not so much response. I got, let's see, I think I got 2 votes for, let's double check what I got. I got, where did I put my poll? I unpinned it, of course, because that's smart of me. But I'll show you what I'm seeing here. There we go. No, that's not it. I'll figure my stuff out in a second. There it is. So there it is. So Twitter had nothing. There were no votes on Twitter. Come on, Facebook. We got one is a comic, and one is Banana Man. Alright, so we got an original character and a comic. Those are the 2 votes for things to draw. Which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. However, given the number of people who responded to the original post, I'm surprised that there were only 2 people who voted for these things. So I guess maybe a comic involving Banana Man? Let's look up Banana Man. Just to see if this, because I don't know. The person who suggested Banana Man can sometimes be weird about what they suggest. I don't know who that is, so I'm gonna look them up. Banana Man. Show you my desktop here. So, Banana Man. I am not familiar with this character. I'm guessing that's the one he's talking about, rather than this Banana Man. But I'm not sure, because I'm not familiar with the character. It would probably be a bad idea to do a Banana Man comic since he's an actual British comic hero, so maybe we'll say no on that one. We'll make an OC comic. So I still don't have anybody on the stream, so I don't know. Only 4 minutes in, so that's not the biggest issue. So a comic. I had an idea for a comic back at the 4th of July, and I didn't end up finishing it. Actually, I didn't end up writing it. I figured I wouldn't be able to finish drawing it. I just was sketching. But I actually ended up not being able to finish writing it. I could do that. I don't know how far through it I would be able to get, as I still need to write some of it. I have 9 panels. I have most of the text, I think. Yeah, basically I need to set scenes for panels 7 and 8, which wouldn't be the worst. Could draw that, see how far I can get. It's going to be bad, I'm just saying. What I already have is pretty bad. And it's drawn in Mischief, which I've stopped using. So there's that. Another person has joined. I have 2 people watching. So yeah, the 2 votes are Banana Man, which is actually a copyrighted character that I probably can't draw on stream, sorry, and a small comic. I'm okay with doing a small comic. There's probably not going to be a whole lot to show for it when I'm done, because I'm only planning on streaming for about an hour or 2, and that's not really enough time to do a comic. But hopefully people will start using the chat, because the YouTube has the chat. I can't slide my mouse over to my Surface over here where I can type on chat. Chat to me. Chat to me, my viewers. All 1 of you. So I guess... Hi, Jana. It's basically just based on whichever YouTube you've logged into. So if you sign out of your Pause and Effect, your business YouTube, you can sign into your personal YouTube. But, I mean, you're free to plug your awesome pet sitting service. That's fine. Or, sorry, you do dog training now, like full-fledged dog training. Go for it. You can plug it on this channel. I don't care. You're awesome. I don't know if you'll actually reach anyone, but you're free to plug it. So, I guess I can get started. It's just the 1 person here. So I am streaming with OBS, OBS Studio. I've got a couple of presets set up. I have a full dark black screen preset. I have my main webcam with my down-facing webcam that shows my desktop. And then I also have a setup that lets me look at my desktop with me in the corner. So that's my streaming setup. I'm just doing... the main stream is being done on the CPU. I'm also recording this onto my hard drive at full quality. So I'll have that if there's anything fun that comes out of this. So yeah, I am using, as far as software, I'm using Paint Tool Sci. This was Easy Paint Tool Sci. This was the recommendation of Jeremiah, one of my artist friends. This is what they use, and they really like it. I have been learning it over the last week, and I had been previously using Mischief, which is nice because it's just a very minimalist interface, but Mischief has some problems that Paint Tool Sci addresses. One of those is a lot more customization to brushes. For example, let me grab... Like, these are the default brushes in Paint Tool Sci. They're fairly basic, but they're very, very, very functional. The pencil has really good depth, really good pressure sensitivity. The airbrush, brush, and watercolor presets are really fun for doing shading. And marker should be good for when I do line work, which may be a while away because I have very poor motor control. So my current custom presets are like this. I'm doing hot pink for my pencils, so I can go over them with dark brown or black. Line art or lining, inking. But yeah, I like it. I like Psy. It's not cheap. I think it's like 45 bucks. Although to be fair, when I bought Mischief, I think I paid like 20 bucks for it. I don't think it's 20 bucks anymore because that was a while ago. So anyway, close that and that. Well, Janet, it's still just you and I, so I don't know what you're thinking this would be, but if that is eraser, that is eraser. And is that, what is pencil? What is the shortcut for you? That's the biggest issue with learning a new piece of software, is getting the shortcuts for all the brushes. What is the shortcut for pencil? And I don't want to like click around on things. I guess I can hit options. Does it tell me? And oh, I can change it. That's awesome. I'm gonna make you B. Yes, I don't care about the airbrush. Not at this moment. So that means I can swap between eraser and pencil with my keyboard. I'll show ya that. Did it just swallow that? I just Control F3'd and I think it swallowed it. Oh, it didn't. Okay. Sorry about the delay. There's just a little bit of lag. But that means that I can swap. You can't really see it, but on my keyboard, I can swap between eraser and pencil this way. So eraser, pencil, eraser, pencil, eraser, pencil. On a good graphics tablet, you could just take your pen and flip it over, and that would give you an eraser, but this is a cheap graphics tablet. So that's actually the power button for the pen, because the pen needs a battery because it's cheap. Alright, so we'll go back to here. And I don't know, I'm going to have to look up some of the shortcuts on this and make sure that it's not going to swallow a bunch of my commands. Okay, looks like we're good. That is as easy as it is to swap between the two tools. So, yeah, actually, that's a good question, because yeah, everything is subscription these days. Paint Tool Psy is not a subscription, it is a one-time buy. However, they're supposedly coming out with a version 2.0, and I don't know if you pay for version 1.0, if you'll get 2.0. I don't know, they don't say. That said, 1.0 is pretty good. I'm not terribly unhappy with it. I know a lot of people, I follow a lot of artists online, and I know that they like to use Clip Studio, I think it is. I don't know how expensive that is, but it seems very popular. And then, of course, anybody who paints or sketches on an iPad or iPad Pro is going to use Procreate. That's like the dominant sketching tool that I've seen on that platform. So, I don't know, what should we draw? We could draw. That is not. Let's try that. Draw a little. A little dog. Fur paws and effect. It's a dog with bunny ears. Don't hate me. What do you want? He's super happy. Look at how happy he is. Yay. Yay. He's super happy. Yay. That's terrible. Let's do that. That. That's more like it. There's pause here. You've started to learn just how terrible I actually am at drawing. And it's pretty awful. But there, yay. Happy dog. Rawr. He's a Dalmatian because all dogs are Dalmatians. Because anyone who watched 101 Dalmatians knows that all dogs are Dalmatians. I don't care what breed they are, they're all Dalmatians. And gets a nice spot over his eye, because that's super adorable. That's awful. That is not how you do an F, my friend. There we go. Ta-da! It's super terrible. Right? But the Dalmatians that are ever shown in movies are always like super friendly and nice and rawr. Let's see, what else? What else can we draw? So, building on that Dalmatians are super mean, he's actually like, I'm gonna eat you. So, what should our little mean Dalmatian friend say? You gotta help me out, Jenna. What is he gonna say? I'm guessing she's muted me. Okay, well, I'm gonna make this guy say, I'm gonna eat you. Yeah, there is. There's lag. So, I mean, I could grab those frames of the comic. They're really awful. Just FYI, they are awful. And I could pull them into Psy and start working on them, just kind of finish them off. I don't know if anybody wants to see that. And anybody being Jenna. I love this. Like, 25 people like wanted to see this stream, and now there's no one here. This is the worst. I'm sure there's something awesome going on at home. I mean, it's past 8. The polling places are closed, I think. I don't know. I don't get it. We'll call this off. Save as. Alright, so if I close that out, make a new one. Let's see if we can. I'm gonna need to export that first. That's right. Oh, what the heck? I had these things open here. Let's just... If I export, I think I need to select it first. Otherwise it gives me like no margins. So if I grab it, export, PNG, let's do selection. That's fine. And then we'll open the next one. No. Having a graphics tablet makes at least setting up the panel boundaries pretty easy. Not gonna lie. Because you can just put something straight on the thing itself, on the tablet itself, and then you get a straight line just automatically. Okay, I don't need that open. So we're gonna open this directly. I can't import, so yeah, I guess I'll just open directly. I think that's on my desktop. Yes. Artimer 4th. Yeah, there it is. So if I expand my canvas, I don't remember what my vertical size was. 1250. There we go. And I should be able to combine, because this is multi-window. Yeah. So I should be able to combine these two onto one. Copy it. Ah, that's not right. Oh, it puts it in a new layer. Perfect. Perfect. So then I can grab that and move it down. Ding! As I move it off of the... Ah, of course, I moved it off the bottom of the screen. Not so perfect, so let's make that bigger. I know this is riveting. Right, that does not do what I think it does. Forward delete does not delete things. I keep forgetting that in Sci. Okay, so that's all the panels connected. I want to add more panels, I can just make this bigger. Let's make it. Yeah. Enormous. Cool. That works. So the basic idea I had with this was basically a mermaid in the future. You know, the future's happened, the ice caps have melted, the seas have risen, so the city that she lives in is underwater. So she's swimming around and thinking about what would have led, you know, a race, a nation, a people to that kind of an end. Since it's so many generations removed from her, she has no personal connection to it. So she's like searching for answers in all of this detritus down at the bottom of the sea, which happens to be, you know, some major coastal city. Insert random coastal city here. And yeah, so I've got text for the first 6 panels. So I have 3 panels drawn. So let's see, panel 4. So panel 4 would be a normal panel, but panel 5 would be best as a larger panel. I could do it as an inset. That might make sense. If I make panel 5 large and then inset panel 4 in it. That could work. So this will be need to be a lot larger than 2000. So let's make this bigger. Bigger. 3000. Don't worry, we'll be over 9,000 soon. So, zoom. I have a zoom. I have a zoom. Let's go to 50%. So that's what we have so far. Yeah, that should work perfectly for the first page. So, speaking of needing a straight edge, that should work. Let's get you and pencil. See how hard that is? That's so difficult. Okay, it's not completely straight, but whatever. You get the idea. I could probably just use a straight line tool, but I don't wanna, because I like the sensation of drawing on paper. That's why I have a tablet. Where did you go? Oh, there it is. Like, did you run out of battery on me? You better not have. See, that was easy. I could just also just find the square tool, but whatever. Is there a square tool? I don't know if this has one. I don't think it does. Maybe it does? I don't know. But we could inset, like, the next panel in here maybe like that. Where this would be where she's swimming out of the room that she was in. And then this would be her swimming this way across, you know, like bombed out buildings and cars and things. That might work. Oh, another person is here. Who else joined? So I decided, since the 2 votes, just to bring everybody up to speed, since now I have like 50% more viewers, I have 100% more viewers. The 2 votes for what to draw on this stream was Banana Man, which is actually turns out is a British comic hero, so copyrighted, so I can't really draw that on stream. And then the second vote was a comic, which, I mean, I can sketch out some comic here on stream, but I don't know how far I'll actually be able to get, because I was only planning on streaming for like an hour or 2. I'm thinking maybe till 8:30 Pacific. So what I decided to do, after making an adorable Dalmatian that wants to eat you for Jana, is to continue the comic that I started working on the 4th of July, which I know over a month ago, but this is how my life works. I have text for all the panels. I don't have panel plans for all of the panels. That's basically my big issue at the moment. But the basic idea is it's a mermaid, 4th of July. She's swimming through a bombed out city that's been flooded and commenting on what on earth could have done it. I get so behind. I start a thing and I'm like, yeah, this is great. I have lots of motivation. Let's do this, 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 and this. And then I get through like this and maybe this. And I completely forget all the other things I wanted to do on it. And I don't forget, but like I lose motivation. I'm like, or I could just go play StarCraft. And yeah, so that doesn't work. Yeah. My own motivation is poor. It's very poor. So she's in this room looking at the flag. This is all just sketch at the moment. And yes, I know these are not the same color. This is from Mischief, which I've stopped using, and then this is obviously Paint Tool Sign. I just didn't bring my palette over from Mischief. It would have been a smart idea, probably. So she's swimming out of that. She's swimming out of that room. Let's do it at an angle. So the building will be at an angle as well. Let's put the building at... The building is at an angle, I think. Yeah. It is leaned this way. So let's do... yeah, motor control, not my strong suit. There we go. And the building is leaning this way. So it'll be like... meh-ish. It's a bit of an extreme angle, really, for what it is. But I guess it works. I mean, it's not really... So this would be the bottom of the building. So why would there be a door like 2 stories up in the building? I don't know, don't ask questions. I have a piece, there's a chunk missing up here, so maybe that's what it is. Yeah, I got a hole blown in it. That's what it is. There's pieces missing. Don't ask questions. So there's the door blown in. So then she'd be swimming out this way, I think. Right, from in camera out that direction. I need another layer. Give me a new layer, thank you. So she's gonna be here. And oh, what the heck? We'll put her boobs towards the camera. Why not? Because that's a comic and that's what you do, right? Zoom in. It's not bad. This is a nice little program. Let's see. She'll have this arm outstretched. So I'll do a shoulder. Thumb would be there. Hand should be there. Soften that shoulder just a bit. And let's see. She's going to be pointing her face in that direction. So this is going to be pretty much all neck. It's really awful. I'll fix it in post. It's fine. That'll be the bottom of her chin. Right, so she'll be going that direction. So we'll hop back to that layer, and we don't need the... What the hell layer did I put that on? Huh. That was dumb. Did I really put that? I put on her layer. So, drawing 101, use layers. And separate the things that you're drawing by layer. So then you don't have to do this when you're removing your sighting line that you just drew. So that's the idea there. Nothing else special with that scene. The next one is the one that's going to be difficult. Let's go ahead and zoom back out. So that's going to be... Overhead view, looking down as she swims across the city with derelict police ice vans. It's topical. It's not a bandwagon if it's topical. So that would probably be... So if we're looking down, let's zoom out a little so we can see the whole... So that's the whole panel that I have allocated to it. So if she's here-ish, let's say she's, give me another thing, another layer. So if she's here, say that big, right? So there's tail, there's arms going this way, shoulders, right? So she's headed, that's awful. So she's headed this way. And then down, let's do perspective where you're looking at like streets underneath her, like this far down. Although it's underwater, would it be too murky to see those? Like if the streets were that small? Because then you'd have like, it'd be dramatic because you'd have buildings like coming up out of the street. So it'd be pretty sweet. Hey, this is a sketch. It's the whole point of sketching, so maybe that's what we'll do. That's the sketch for this scene for the moment. That's not terrible. It gets the point across. At least doing the outline, it gets the point across. Let's go ahead and toss that sight line. I'm sure there's a term for it, but I don't know what it actually is. Right, so she's swimming overhead, and there's like, you know, crashed cars and stuff on the road below. Yeah, that would work. That was a lot easier than I thought it would be. Alright, so the next panel, I really want it to be on a separate page, but whatever. Let's add 2,000 pixels. No, because that's 1250, so let's add 4,200, blaze it. So what is the next thing? And this is where I run into my issue, because I've got her blurred tail swimming by a skeleton. That was obviously, I mean, why would there be a skeleton? Someone who was killed? Maybe it was a food riot? And they just didn't care. Government had broken down to the point where they weren't cleaning up bodies at that point. And then they just stayed there for the 30 or 40 years it took for the water to rise. I don't know. I'm guessing 30 to 40 years because there are multiple like no turning back scenarios where as the ice caps start to melt, there's no possibility of getting them to stop melting and unmelt, refreeze. So the melting ends up accelerating. Fun fact, we're getting very close to one of those tipping points. So that's the idea, is that this happened basically during one of those tipping points, and this person died, and then the water came in. Everybody left because there's no food. There'd be no food in the city, so you'd leave to the farmlands to get food. Maybe they were separated from these ice fans by 20 years, 30 years. I don't know. Does there have to be a logical conclusion? I want a skeleton. I just want a skeleton there. Do I have to have a reason for the skeleton? It's true, it does depend on how clear the water is. And I'm sorry, I put this over in the corner and you can't see it because I'm in the way. But yeah, this is the idea so far. Of course, it means you get to see the reveal at the end. That yes, because everything I do, I'm going to make sure it's as gay as possible. Yes, I don't know. I don't know what I would put in here to like accent what I have written. Like obviously at this point, she's going to come across the rest of her pod. Maybe panel 7 doesn't have to exist, and I can flip it into panel 6. I'm going to have 2 pieces. Most of your neighbors want nothing more than to see you disappear, and then bottom of the panel, I keep the flag now to remind all of us that cruelty and greed. I should probably resplit that line then, to remind all of us. That could work. That'd be a pretty decent bookend to that giant page here. So what if we have a total of 5 people watching now, so this is fun. So if I do that, that leaves enough room for 2 more panels at the bottom. Oh no! Don't hit your scroll bar. That's a bad idea. So then these 2 can be split. And let's split it like this. Because then I can dedicate that much space to the end column, or to the end panel. That should work. There's a different layer. Yeah, that should work. So with this one, give me a new layer. The background will be a skeleton. So we have a pelvis. spinal column doing its thing, you know, rib cage. Femurs, can't forget femurs, they're great. Put them in a very distressed position. Ouch. Just, that hurts to draw. It's just painful. But yeah, so skeleton, spinal columns, the neck, and then we have a skull, which would be facing down. So shoulders, I don't know what shoulders look like. Crap. Clavicles. Shoulders. There's an arm bone in there somewhere, I'm sure. It's definitely longer than that. Elbow. More arm bones. That's the idea, though. Skeletal hands have no meat pads on them. And then the skull, of course, is going to be facing down. But then over the top of that will be our wonderful mermaid. And she will be like that. I haven't decided if she's going to have any, like, dorsal fins or anything. You know, because those would be fun. They'd be sticking up while she's flying along. Right, so then that would be panel 6, yeah, so panel 6 gets, basically there'd be a text box up here, and then a text box down here. Panel 7 would be her approaching her pod. This one will suck to draw, because it's going to be like 12 mermaids all in a group. And then she's, you know, swimming towards them, in from the camera. Where would they be hanging out? Bombed out city. They'd be scavenging. She has a weird habit of going on her own. So she would run off to look at her flag. So they would have been waiting for her where? Food riots. Yeah, you know. I mean, I can go the standard, you know, Mad Max route. Or the ultimate irony of Waterworld. The whole world is water, but none of it's drinkable. I mean, that's what's going to happen, basically. Maybe I should move these two. Maybe. Maybe the end panel really just needs to be... Don't talk back to me, sigh. Did I put that on a different... Oh, it's because it's on that layer. So if I do that for the pod, that'll be a little easier to fit like a dozen mermaids into that frame. Because this one really just has to be the two of them up close, embracing. That should work. That's totally not a bodge, I swear. That's not a bodge at all. It's fine. Ignore it. It's fine. Let's see. So that would be her. Yeah, so this would be a fun perspective if she's swimming in from camera. She's going this way, right? So like this whole side of this frame is going to be her tail fin. That'll be fun. I like that. I'm a sucker for tail fins. That's just me. So if we do that, and then she's up here, arms outstretched, right? Head like that way, sorta. This looks kind of awful, but that's the idea. Motor control. Motor control is not my friend tonight. So then that's basically like all fin that way. And then there's her pod over here. So I just have to draw, 12 mermaids just sitting in there. Merfolk. Sitting around in there. Whatever they're doing, wherever they're hiding. Bus stop. Irony of ironies. Oh my god, tell me about it. I have plans. Oh my god, I have plans. Once I'm done with all my shit, all my body shit, I am buying one of those big-ass silicone mermaid tails that you can swim in. I swear to God, I am going to do this. I'm gonna buy a t-shirt that says part-time mermaid. Honest to God, I'm gonna do this. I'm going to be a part-time mermaid. Not kidding. Also, I have put a mermaid tail blanket on my wish list on Amazon for like 5 years, and no one's ever gotten it for me. So, FYI. I know a lot of them are kind of cheap, but I really want one. So then the final frame would be her and her lover kissing, which would be, is there enough room? Yeah, there's enough room for that. If I make them like top of head, bottom of head, like that big, right? And then like her arm would go down here and come back up to a hand that's out here. That's not a hand, but you know what I mean. Ish. That might work. That wouldn't be the bottom of their head, no. But that could work. So that would be like a base of her skull. Hairline here. Right, so jaw here. Thumb would extend to there-ish. It's awful, but whatever. Her jaw would be there-ish. There's a lot of ish in this scene. But yeah, that's the idea. That could work. Then, yeah, text box would be there. Tiny comic sketch, 1 hour. Super, super, super rough outline, tiny comic sketch. In an hour. And actually, really just half of the comic, because half of it I already had drawn. Should work, though. That's not bad. That's a lot further along than I was before. That's awesome. That is awesome. So we have 4 total viewers. One of them is me watching on my Surface, so I can catch up with chat. Who's interested in seeing this again? Because I can do this regularly every Tuesday night. You know, including Tuesday nights that are not voting nights. Sorry. Yeah. I'm pumped. I like this. This is neat. Oh, can't save it. I already saved it. Let's swap back to that view. Yeah. So yeah, what do y'all think? Is this something you want to see me do more of? 'Cause I kind of got a big kick out of this. This is a lot of fun. Aw, yay. Well, awesome. I think I'll make it a regular thing. And just do it like every week. Tuesday night work? Is that okay? Around 9 Central? Is that too late? I mean, I didn't get home today from work because of traffic. It took me an hour and 15 minutes to get home, so I wasn't home early enough to do this at like 8 Central, because I didn't get home until 6:15 Pacific. So I can go over my stuff if anybody cares. My graphics tablet. Graphics tablet is a Huion, yes, a Huion H690. Yeah, sorry, I have that camera is flipped around. But I think I paid $30 for this on Amazon. It's an older model. I had to go to Huion's legacy driver store to get drivers for it, but the drivers do work, obviously, as you saw. With one caveat, the buttons that are here, these buttons, these shortcut buttons, are supposed to be programmable, and they're sensed and interpreted, and then a command is sent to your program by a little system tray program from Huion, and that sucker worked for about a week, and then it just locks up as soon as it starts. So my buttons don't do anything. They don't do a thing, which is why you saw me using my keyboard and flipping back and forth on my keyboard. And this is an XP Pen, an XP Pen artist's glove. Something I noticed while I was using this tablet, especially here, where it has a tendency to get a bit warm. My room hit a high of 94 degrees today, so it gets a little warm. This is basically just a Mylar 2-finger glove, so that you can slide your hand around on top of the tablet surface really easily, and you don't have to worry about, like, your hand sticking in place and then screwing up a curve or something, or a line that you're drawing. This, I think, was like $8 on Amazon. So not expensive. All of this stuff, not expensive. Yeah. That's all I'm using. I've been streaming this with OBS, as I explained at the start of my stream, which no one saw because no one was connected. But yeah, I just have some shortcuts set up for, like, fade to black, me plus a little inset camera, and that is, it's my main camera. This is my old Logitech, my old Creative 720p webcam. My main webcam that you've been watching me on is this little guy, which is actually pretty cool. It's a Razer Kiyo, and it does 1080p 30 FPS. It's $100, and the quality is really, really good. It's really good. I like it. Because the only other alternative, all of the things you can get, that you can buy that are like $30, look like this thing, and they're awful. The Kiyo is 100, and it's got pretty good, like, autofocus and response times. Decent color reproduction, although actually I can't change its color balance, so I use my desk lamps here that have adjustable color balance to do that. But if you want to do any webcam stuff, I highly recommend this one right here, the Razer Kiyo. It's not bad. Logitech makes a $200 4K webcam called the Brio, which honestly the image quality looks exactly like this Kiyo, so I like it. It's a nice little webcam. Yeah, that's all my stuff. Shout out to my McDonald's cup you saw in the background for the whole thing. Hashtag not sponsored, just thirsty. And of course my Oculus DK2 from a friend of mine. Yeah. So that's it. Thanks for joining me for my first stream. I'm really pumped up. This really worked well. I am super happy with what happened on stream, even though there are only 4 or 5 people here. Yay! Thank you for coming, and thank you for watching, and thank you for the support on Facebook and Twitter to inspire me to do this, because this is definitely stepping outside of my comfort zone. And it's good that I did, because I got some work done on something that I really love, and I didn't think I'd be able to do. So, anyway, I'm going to let y'all go. Have a wonderful evening, and thank you for watching my stream.